there's my daughter back there. Say hi, Sierra. All right. I put all of the dimensions in the description box below. And I just kind of like self-drafted it. I literally like wrote out my directions, kind of had an idea of like mentally what I wanted to do with it. So yeah, a rolled pencil pouch. It could also be a crayon holder, and even a marker holder, because we're going to be using the fold over elastic, so it's going to really stretch, so it can lend itself very easily to a lot of things. So what you're going to need for your outside fabric is 9 by 9 inches by 22 inches long. So I'm going to be using this. This is actually going to be my inside fabric, and then this is going to be my outside fabric. So it's going to be like, ooh, when you unroll it, it's going to be like magic, right? And then I have my lining piece. So I wanted my outside piece to be a little bit bigger, like the lining piece to kind of like almost look like it's a faux accent on the outside. So I wanted to do something kind of fancy. So I did that. That's going to be 10 by 22, so it's just an inch wider. And then for the ties, I'm using double fold bias binding for mine. Just really easy, pre-made stuff, super easy. I cut that to 38 inches long. And then I have my fold over 3/4 inch or 5/8 inch fold over elastic at 52 inches. Then I cut a small piece of interfacing just to give the cotton fabric a little bit of strength, and that's 7.5 by 22. So like I said, I put all those descriptions in the description box below, all those instructions. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so I am using my Galactic Roses waterproof canvas, and I'm using Sophie's Plus. I had this in my scrap bin. That's going to be my interface. And you could use fusible fleece too if you wanted to. I just don't suggest double-sided fusible fleece unless you are going to do binding. And then a cotton for my exterior or lining piece, however you want it to do it. All right, so I'm going to take my interfacing and I'm going to put it down onto the wrong side, which there really isn't a wrong side on solid colors, but I'm going to put you guys down so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Perfect. So you guys. Okay, so this is my waterproof canvas. I've already done measurements on there. I'll tell you about those measurements here shortly. And then my interfacing. I'm going to go ahead and press this. So you are going to want to have some space, obviously. So just kind of center it as much as you could. This is a scrap piece. I could have made it a little wider according to the measurements, but I was just like, this is what I have. So this is also like a scrap buster, guys. I'm going to go ahead and fuse my interfacing right now. All right, so SoFuse Plus is amazing. It fuses on really fast, and I love it. It's like right here, it's a little bubbly. I'm not sure if you can see that. You see the little wrinkle in the middle? I think it's more because it's a wrinkle than a bubble, but I'll try to get it out. Okay, so there's my interfacing piece. So now I'm going to set this aside for right now. Just take this, set that aside. So you're going to grab your piece, your lining piece. So this is the piece that the actual elastic and the pencils are going to get rolled into. And you're going to mark on the left-hand side, in case it's directional. This is going to be the top of the fabric. This is the bottom of the fabric towards you. So away from you is the top. The bottom is towards you. From the left-hand side, you're going to mark in 4 inches. And then from the right hand side, you're going to mark in 2 inches. And then I want you to make a line 2 inches up all the way across to those marks. So 4 here, 2 here. Okay, 4, 2 here, and then 2 inches down. Okay, once you've done those marks, now we can start putting on our elastic. So for the elastic, it's going to get put down, right? And it's not really going to have a bump or anything to it because we don't want things falling out. We want it to be a little taut, so a little bit like stretched. So I'm going to go ahead and take this piece and cut it in half. All right, I'm just going to cut it in half and use one side at a time. Okay, so what I like to do when I first get started with my elastic, I'm going to put this right on that first mark and I'm going to tack that down. So I'm just going to grab, hold on, Miss Tanya said it's thunder. Grab that like that, put that one down and do the same thing here. The reason I'm doing this is so that when I fold it over, it just creates a nice little, what you call it, hold on, I need another pin. I don't usually don't have pins here. I usually have mostly my clips. All right. And pin that in place. Okay. So I'm going to take this over here and I'm going to stitch that down. I'm just going to tack it down. Why not? So now that I've done that, hey Jaded, how are you? Okay, there we go. And then now that we've done that, now I'm going to take it and go this direction. All right, so like I said, I've pre-made some of these marks already, but all I'm doing at this point, I'm gonna just do one strip at a time. So I did that one right there, but I'm just gonna hold it down with some clips so it doesn't move on me too much. I just find it's a little easier to work with one side at a time. Before you go too far, you're going to want to make sure that a colored pencil or a regular pencil fits in there. So this is a pencil, and see it fits in there really nicely, and it's not going anywhere. That's why you want it kind of tight. And then just keep doing that all the way down. Okay. And remember, you're just stopping at that 2-inch mark. You're not going past that 2-inch mark. It's shredding my... the other thing that the threader doesn't like is when this is a nylon fabric or polyester fabric, it just shreds it because it doesn't like it. Yeah, that one didn't stick. And even the manufacturer says it's really not meant, you're not really supposed to use a thread cutter with it if anything over text 40, I think it says, or text 45. And this is a 60, it's text 70 if I'm not mistaken. So they say not to do it, but I try. Once in a while I'll try it. You're not going to want to go past that 2-inch mark because once we put everything together, you want to have room for it to like kind of almost like tuck on itself when you do the roll. And you can make these even smaller. I'll try to see if we can do like a little bit of a small one for like a 12-pack, so it's easy to just kind of give as a gift. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and cut this. Okay, it's like, yeah, you could probably use that for that, but that's stretching it a little too far. You just want a slight stretch, you don't want much stretch. All right, let's repeat the same process here. Now the thing about here is you're wanting to make sure that this matches here so that the pencils go straight through. What you don't want happening is this is going like this because it's not straight. You know, you want it to go straight into the pencil area. Just keep that in mind. If you need to have a ruler on hand, you can. So like, for example, I can grab my ruler right here and just line that up to do the stitching right there, just so I know, okay, that's where I'm stitching that next one, you know? Or you can kind of eyeball it. Getting a little cattywampus. Okay. That's what I thought. I wanted to make sure because like for some reason I got lost in the scuttle. And then cut that little piece right there. And don't get rid of these because these would be great for like, instead of like the tie, you can kind of like, so that it stretches over itself instead of tying it. Those are great options. So this is in the back. I'm just snipping it in the middle. I'm not worried about cleaning it up so much as I am just making sure that it's not resisting. All right, so now we've got it just like that. Okay. Hello, Grandma. All right, now we're going to put it pretty sides touching. Okay, and so this is where it gets a little bit kind of like, you see how it's much bigger than itself and so on. So we're gonna leave an opening on this end over here, but I'm gonna take this one, match it up to this side, okay, sew it down, and then I'm gonna move it to this side. So you can't really pre-pin both sides or clip both sides at the same time, just because like I said, I wanted to make it look like it had like a faux like accent thing around it. We don't usually lose power for very long. Uh-oh, I know, right? Did you see that? Yeah. Usually we don't lose power for too long because we're on the same grid as the sheriff's department. So. Okay. So all I'm going to do now is just take my time and really just roll this so that it's nice and flat. But because that back piece, and you can do that literally with either side. So if you wanted the color to be on the outside, then you would use that as the outside fabric, obviously. And then the lining is where we're actually putting all of our measurements on and marking things. So I'm going to take this, and I'm not going to iron on this side because this has the fold over elastic that obviously can melt. So I'm going to turn it in this direction and press it and give it a really good press. And this is if you had double-sided fusible fleece, you can kind of like insert it in there and then press it, and everything will stay nice and fused together. But I didn't want mine being too buffy, because once you get those pencils in there, it's going to get pretty bulky. All right, so now what I'm going to do is on this side here, I'm going to fold that in, finger press that. So we've got to kind of make it straight, so I'm going to white chalk pencil. It's fine. Okay. That's where I'm going to fold it at, and I'm going to tuck it into itself, and that's where I'm going to put the no, this is the inside, so this is the side that's going to have the tie. So I'm just over at my ironing right now, just like that, and I'm going to just put some clips there just to keep everything where it needs to be, and I don't have anything shifting on me. And we're going to repeat the same process on this side over here. Like, it's just doing this because of the elastic being stretched a little bit, but we don't want our pieces falling. That's where I'm going to put the bias binding that I did so that I could use it as a tie to tie it off. Do you have a tutorial for the flower pillow? Yes, I do. It's on my YouTube channel. If you just look up flower pillow, it should be up there. It's pretty fun. It's something nice to do with your you know, with your kids, or grandparents like to have it, like grandmas like to have it to do as projects with their grandchildren. You're welcome. All right, so I'm just gonna clip this here, and I'm going to put my tie on there in just a second. But what I'm gonna do, because it is open on one side, see it's open on one side, I'm just gonna stitch it down and stitch it closed. There we go. Hi y'all. Just closing off that end, burning off that end. Okay, so now I'm gonna fold this in half, okay, and then I'm going to insert it like this, so that it goes in two different directions, kind of like the end of a bow onto here. Sarah, can you go grab me one of those bags of colored pencils from the kids so that I can show how it looks after we've actually put colored pencils in it. All right. Now I'm going to top stitch all the way around. That if you buy the vinyl, like the box from us, like in any of the inspirational boxes for us, if you have the pattern and you own the pattern, and obviously we have the pattern, we'll cut it for you for a fee. I think it's anywhere between $10 to $15. We'll cut whatever bag you want us to cut it out of. It just makes it easier. All right, let's get some colored pencils. This bad boy. There we go. So it's just long enough for colored pencils. And then also, if you wanted to put in crayons, you could, because that way you just put the crayons on each end. So I made it so that you could fit either crayons, like a whole lot of crayons, or just colored pencils. Why not? Some of these colored pencils have been used like a lot, so they're a little shorter than like what you would get out of the store. Your pegboard started coming off of the wall? Cut, Sandra. Cute. Oh, cute. Oh, okay. I thought you said cut. I was like, what are we cutting? And this is another reason I use this colored, like the waterproof canvas on this side, because if you had a solid on the inside, every time you're putting your pencils in and out, you're gonna get marks on it, which is not a bad thing by any means, because it's obviously to use to work with. But if you didn't quite like that and you were a little OCD, that would probably drive you crazy. Right? I need to check my email and see if Sally Tomato has given me permission to make their 3-ring binder live tomorrow. Like, that's the one I want to do tomorrow. If not, then, you know, I could make a very simple self-drafted pattern. But yeah, the peg things came falling down. It's double, so it's bigger than the ones I have behind me. Wow. Just like that. A flower pillow for nap time. Yeah. So just go like this and just roll it. Just like that. Done. Yeah, it's crazy. So it's that's easy, right? That's super easy. if you didn't want to have it that it had double elastic, you just wanted just elastic down the center, you can totally do that. Totally do that. This is super cute. It came together really fast. 50 minutes all together. No, the yellow is just a like a broadcloth, cotton polyester mixed broadcloth kind of thing. It's cute, right? I mean, there. That's really awesome. Let me see if I can show you guys my son's book bag. Here, I kind of give it to you. Boom. This is his book bag. He's got the zipper pulls from New Moxie, custom print fabric, and the rest of it's just waterproof canvas. But it's really cool. See? It's got nice adjustable straps. Everything is padded, so this is all padded. This is padded. This back here is all padded. In here, it's got a slip pocket, another slip pocket, a little 2 pockets here to put pens and stuff like that, and it's so deep, it's huge. It's really big in there. So it holds lots of stuff in the front compartment. And then in the back, or the main opening, it's huge. Lots and lots of stuff. Alright guys, that's it. We made rolled pencil pouch. I didn't even count how many pencils we put in here. There's 27, so you could easily do it just as a 24 pack or something like that if you wanted to. We have so many colored pencils here at the studio. Kids love. But this is why you don't want to do it all the way to the end, because you want to be able to roll it. You want to be able to roll it. And if it was right there towards the end, it wouldn't work. And then same thing with this here. You really want this to be able to flap over. All right, there we go. Making the rolled pencil pouch. You can also use it for crayons. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to give YouTube. I put it in a post as on my YouTube page, so that way you guys can have it. And it also has marks and stuff like that. It has all that on there too. All right, guys, thank you so much. Bye.